Okay, hello everyone and welcome to another FxEdge Power Hour. I'm Marcello Ducille. Today is March 21st, 2013, and I'm going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our strategies, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Time close of our daily bars and our 4-hour bars. Thereafter, we will have a brief questions and answers session, so let's go ahead and get started here. All right, so looking at the charts, guys, I mean, look, we've been in consolidation for a while here. And we've been in consolidation for the last 3 weeks. So we've gotten this back and forth movement on the euro dollar. It's a perfect example of this. Up and then down another day, then up 2 days, and then down 1 day, then up another day, then down a day, up a day, down, down, up, up. So we're not getting the kind of movement that we expect to see on a currency. Actually, currency pairs are known to be very trending. We're not getting those in the last month, basically. Okay, so this really began in February 26th, really when we really began to see this consolidation, the sideways movement, February 26th until where we are right now, which is March 21st. So I think it's very telling of what's going on in the market. There's a lot of ambivalence as far as the dollar situation, especially against the euro. And I just think that we've experienced dollar strength for the most part, and we're still looking for, I think that we've got plenty of volatility to come in the future, but certainly we've got plenty of news releases in the next few weeks that are going to be able to shake us out of this consolidation and push us back in one direction or the next. And I can tell you now, when we do get that breakout, it's going to be massive. It's going to be sizable. It's going to give us really good opportunities as far as our STP is concerned and our other trades are concerned. So having said that, guys, let's talk about this euro dollar, STP. So guys, basically we had a change from green to red, okay, and we've still got it. We still have it. We had a euro dollar here, and I don't think we actually jumped into it on this particular account. We are in it on our STP5 build wealth. Take a look at that really quickly. Yeah, okay. And so we have here an entry at 129.31, a stop loss at 130.27, and a take profit at 128.40 is what we had. So we're actually up currently about 30 pips on that trade, on that euro dollar trade. And yeah, we have some downside, so I think it's not a bad trade. I think that we have that channel that I talked to you about on the euro dollar. I think it's a decent trade. Let me see if we've moved to break even yet. Not yet. We're still maintaining our stop levels here for the time being. All right, so we've actually had very good movement. We've actually come very close. We should probably have moved to break even here. 129.31. Yeah, we should have definitely moved to break even on that trade, I believe. Yeah, because we did go 50 plus pips, and so if you use a 50% break even move, it should have absolutely moved to break even. So if that's what you did, then you probably moved to break even already on this euro dollar, because we got into a euro dollar sell yesterday at 129.31. Okay, so that's that. I'll get back into the euro dollar as we get to the FxEdge Quattro, which I basically have mapped out exactly what basically what the euro dollar is doing, more specifically down there in the 4-hour. I think you can see it much more clearly. So let me just move on to the dollar Swiss here on the STP5. So we jumped into a dollar Swiss buy. Dollar Swiss has not moved as much as the euro dollar has, but it has moved. Basically, I expected for us to have a bounce off of this 9,400 area, 94.35 area that we considered an area of support and resistance, and we have. Yesterday was that day that price went right down to 94.37 and bounced off of it, and actually once again closes above our trend line. So our secondary trend line here is holding support very, very nicely. We can see the market is recognizing that. And so as long as it continues to do that, we're still in consolidation though. Every single bar is closed within the same range. If you go here March 15th, March 18th, March 19th, March 20th, and 21st, they're all in the same range. Okay, they're just going sideways. And the good thing about this though is that we are having a progressively higher low, if you will. And so that's telling us that we're looking at another apex. That generally does mean that, and hopefully we'll have at least a breakout attempt, if you will, in the next few days on the dollar Swiss here. And so that's pretty much it as far as the dollar Swiss is concerned. We're in a buy, entry at 94.54, stop loss at 93.89, take profit at 95.40. Okay. All right, so the pound dollar, a little bit of a surprise for me, I think here. You know, from a fundamental standpoint, we could have expected this on the pound dollar, but from a technical standpoint, we kind of moved sideways, and we're actually still moving sideways here. There's nothing wrong with the sideways movement that we have. It's actually healthy for the pound dollar, I think, at this point, to have not such a dramatic trend line. If I were to adjust this trend line, though, we're still kind of in the range. So what are we expecting here on the pound dollar? Well, I think that we're still clearly in a sell bias here. If price does push up, it may push up to this 50 EMA. We're below the 200, below the 50, and below the trend line, basically. Okay, so we're in that range here on the trend line. So this is, you know, we expect to see some form of a movement eventually back down, and so we've got to have a bias of a sell here. As far as that's concerned, we may see price come up to this 50, test this 50, and come back down. I'm looking at the two trend lines, and I actually have drawn a trend line underneath here, okay, to mark the move up. Actually, I was trying to find the apex here. Let me get rid of this. I was trying to find the apex here on this pound dollar to see when we would expect for a breakout. We did not get a breakout here, and so this lower area has actually shown to be a good area of support for the pound dollar so far. So let's wait and see in the next couple of days if price continues to hold this trend line and you know, maybe show us a potentiality for another move. Right now it's just a retracing, and it is very much due for a retracement. You got to understand we moved down over 1,000 pips on the pound dollar recently, so we should actually have much more of a dramatic pullback than we are having here on this pound dollar theoretically. If you look here, 38.2 puts us right at the 50% area. We're right at the 23.6 fib here. And of course, the 50% is going to, you know, actually the 61.8 puts us right at the 200. That's quite a distance away, so that's not really our concern at this moment. Really, the next days are going to be telling of where this pound dollar is going and what to expect for the days to come after that, because is it going to adhere to this upper trend line that we've just now drawn, or is it going to begin to move down? That's, you know, that's always a question. Let me draw that trend line again. Looks like I accidentally deleted it. And this is how we drew this trend line to begin with. Yeah, there it goes. Actually, this one's much more in line. Bottom here, bottom here, bottom here. Perfect, actually. So we're actually technically still in the apex here. And actually we're still under the trend line to the bottom, to the low side, to the sell side, if you consider our points of contact here. So the next day or two are actually going to be very telling as far as the pound dollar is concerned. We're actually right in the apex, so we could actually see a good move here. We could see price completely go in the opposite direction, and if it goes sideways through here, then, you know, we're just in consolidation, because that's exactly what we've been in the pound dollar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. This is actually in line with and analogous with what we've seen in the dollar Swiss as well. You can see the sideways movement here. everything closing in the range. Well, we've definitely seen that on the pound dollar as well. We're at the upper portion of that range, but we are also sitting right on a very strong resistance point here on the pound dollar as well. All right, so as far as the pound dollar is concerned, we did have a sell trade. I don't know if some of you guys got out of that sell already, but we had a change from green to red, got us into a sell on February 14th, Valentine's Day. And you can see that we had a maximum favorable excursion of about 700 pips. And some of you may have gotten out about 350 pips, but we're sitting in at 380 pips of 386 pips of profit still open on the second position. All right, I'm going to move through here quickly. Pound yen, sideways movement. Guys, consolidation. This is all consolidation, okay? We had a false breakout here, comes right back in the range, and just moves back and forth sideways here. And actually it's staying pretty well with this line here. So but this was once support. You can see prices on top of this trend line here. Now it's resistance. Price continues to bounce off that thing and head to the downside. So it's bouncing to the downside here. It's acting as a ceiling on the pound yen here. So we're actually going to be waiting for a change from red to green at some point. Give us a nice buy signal. We don't have anything at this juncture. Aussie dollar, surprise, surprise. So Aussie dollar actually is, moved up again. Here's our trend line. I think we talked about this yesterday, though. We have this trend line drawn at the lower side, and we can see that prices continue to adhere to it. We're at 1.0460 is actually our stop point for the time being. And we're going to have to wait and see where price goes from here, because it definitely did move up. It's in a midterm, if you will, uptrend from March 4th until now. It's the only currency that's done anything and had any net movement. So this is very good for the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar continues to move up, and it's for a few reasons from a fundamental standpoint. All right, so our euro yen is in the same consolidation, 1, 2, 3 bars in the same range. I'm like a broken record here because the market is somewhat like a broken record here, and I'm playing the market. So we just got a consolidation. We're going back and forth here, and there's really not much to say besides that. I think there's another trend line I can probably draw here, right here. And there it is. That is it. So we can watch that lower support area, and we're right at it, of course, and also at an area of support at 122, and I said that. So we were most likely, it looks like the euro yen, either it can break through and test this 50 in May, or it can probably move back up here. So we could see an up move on the euro yen, a bounce off this area, if it's to stay in its range. All right, so that's it as far as the STPs are concerned. The euro dollar let's talk about the IBO. So guys, basically we had a 3-bar IBO, 1, 2, 3. Then we had this reversal candle that formed, gave us a nice sell-off. We were expecting some profit off of this trade. I told you, jump in at the bottom here. It was about 45 pips of risk, and you can see here that we barely hit our first take profit, but we hit it. So anyone who got into that IBO Rev did very, very well. I don't know if any of you want to get it. I don't even know if we still offer it, but man, it's had an awesome run in 2012, and we discontinued it in sometime in 2012 just so that I didn't want to have to deal with maintaining so much software, have a lot of software that's out there. I wanted to be able to control everything properly and to make sure everything runs perfectly. We discontinued the IBO Rev. 2012 had a blockbuster year. I mean, an amazing run on the IBO Rev for 2012, and then it's having a very good run now. I keep on saying it over and over again. So if anybody's interested in that, I'm probably not going to do a mass offering of it, but I can probably make a couple available to people because it's just running so very, very well. Special request. So anyway, 50 pips here. We're up 50 pips, on that one, and right now actually we had a maximum favorable excursion of 50 pips. We're currently up 27 pips on the euro dollar, so I mean we called that one pretty well, or I should say the IBO Rev did. All right, as far as the IBO is concerned, we do have currently a three-bar IBO set up. We're looking for a break of 128.79 for us to get into a sell, and we're looking for also a break of, no, actually right now we're looking for a break of 128.82 to get into a sell, and we're looking for a break of 129.41, which means that we need 129.43 to get into a buy. And that's the current situation of the IBO. Love to see a move in one direction or the other to do it. I can't give you a stop loss because stop loss changes on this. If you have the IBO, you'll pretty much know where that stop loss will be when it's time, and your automation will automatically take care of that for you. So you've really got nothing to do. All right, so let's take a look at our FxEdge Quattro. FxEdge Quattro, the other day we were down here in Power Hour, and I said price is going to probably move up. It did move up. We reached this area of resistance here. Okay, it was a primary area of resistance. You can see that price did go up there. It did form a nice reversal candle. It did sell off. If you're in Tribe Forex, we made very good money on this push down, especially I did. Certainly, and you can watch my trade videos. So my Tribe Forex members, you can take a look at my live trade video for this morning, and you can see that too. And all of you who were in the live trade room as well, you can also see how Nino was trading, etc. If you were in that live trade room. All right, so here we have the euro dollar, and apparently they picked up 40 or 50 pips on the day, and it wasn't that spectacular of a moving day, if you will. I mean, we did have 70 pips or 80 pips of range, but it's been choppy ever since then. So what are we looking for as far as the FxEdge Quattro is concerned? All right, so the FxEdge Quattro, we have a change from green to red. That means that right now, guys, we've got a sell trade. We've got a change from green to red, and it's looking for 43 pips. So 43 pips of risk, 43 pips of profit here from where we are. 43 pips puts you right at 129.34, and the bottom side 128.47. Now, what do I have to say about this? Clearly, the bias right now is a sell because we initiated a sell here, but we're in a consolidation in the middle of the range. That is honestly the most dangerous place to play with the market. So this is actually not my favorite trade as far as the FxEdge Quattro is concerned. It's just kind of sitting in the middle there. And so what we could see it continue to move down and bounce off this lower area, or we could see it move up and bounce off this upper area. So it's really a 50-50 shot as far as this trade is concerned on the FxEdge Quattro, but it is giving us a sell signal, and it could absolutely break out and continue to move to the downside. You can see that there's a consolidation here, obviously, for 3 inside bars, 1, 2, 3, and also there's a shortening of each bar. Every subsequent bar. Okay, so we could have a breakout to the upside or to the downside as far as the FxEdge Quattro is concerned, but it's a lower probability trade. It's a 50-50 shot. It's not really a high probability as far as I'm concerned. But it's not a bad trade. Like the one down here, this was just a bad trade. There are some good trades too that come about right in that vicinity as well. This trade was pretty decent. It was a good trade. This trade, very good trade here on the way up. It just bounced off that area, had good confirmation. So you're going to see a little bit of both as far as that's concerned. This one's just kind of sitting in the middle of the range. It could go up, it could come down, and the range is big enough so that it can wipe out your stop loss. So that's something to think about. It's a 50-50 shot on that trade. All right, so let's move on. TT3X is actually in a buy right now, guys. And it's actually it's down. It's down 34 pips at the moment. I do think that there's plenty of room for a test of the high, but we're really close to hitting that stop loss. We're gonna have to wait and see where price goes and what happens with the TT3X. Basically, it's 20 pips away from its stop loss, so we're gonna have to wait and see what happens here. Whether price goes up, retraces. I think it's not impossible and outside of the realm of possibility for us to get back here, hit our first take profit, and then have a down move because we do have overall a sell bias in this consolidation market. Okay. And our ATR sniper wasn't a great day for the ATR sniper, as you can see why. You look at all these bars, you're going to notice consolidation. So we did have, I think, pretty decent movement on the way up here. We got hit, but we definitely got hit here as price came down, nice big sell bar, and then just bounced off. It just reversed. It was kind of like it was just a reversal, A very strong reversal there. And that pretty much sums up everything. We're up currently 2% on that, and I'm expecting a decent turnaround at some point on the ATR sniper because that's what it does. And I'm going to be looking for better movement going forward. IBO is 1 bar. The 3 bars for the IBO rev. So yeah. Yeah, the BW is currently flat, but it will be most likely be in a couple trades in the next couple of days. Okay, that's just because it's flat because there are no STP5s there. The STP5 is the STP5 that we're running is the euro yen on that. The STP5 on the euro dollar on the euro dollar and dollar Swiss are currently running on the STP5 copier. So just you should be in that trade. If you have the STP5 copier trade copier with us, build wealth program, then you should be in a euro dollar sell and a dollar Swiss buy. So please send us a message. I know that there was some discrepancy with whether you had that turned on or not. So you need to. Right now, the BW is flat. So you need to make sure that you kind of work that out with service. I know that they talked to me about that. It must have been a month ago. So I remember that. So you need to kind of work out with them what account you had active for BW and STP5. You can have that updated for your records. And make sure that we are trading exactly what you want as well. Guys, once again, I'll tell you, we've done a very good job with Tribe Forex. If you're not a part of it, you should be. I'm gonna go ahead and push it right now because I kind of want a good group of guys to come in, because when I close it out, it's just going to be that community. It's going to be a special community, of my traders who trade the way that I trade. And I like that. Basically every day this week, everyone's made money. So, if you want to be a part of that community, try it out. It is, it's a no-risk trial as far as that's concerned. And if you don't make money, then you don't have to keep it if you don't want to. But I'm about 112% sure that you will at the end of your time with it. So check it out, myfxedge.com/tribe. I'll talk to you soon. That is it for this week. We'll be back next week, Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, happy trading tomorrow, going into Sunday, and I will see you again on Monday. Happy trading. Bye-bye.